Let's take a quick look at the 40th anniversary reissue of the Pizza Thrower from Playmates. I am old. I am a collector of vintage Ninja Turtle stuff. Not nearly as much so as, say, Masters of the Universe, Transformers, G.I. Joe, things like that. Because the Ninja Turtles, the original line in the cartoon, kind of signifies the end, sort of an unofficial end to my childhood. This was the last toy line that I felt I had any right playing with, because I think I was probably 13, maybe 14. Like, at that age, you're supposed to not be playing with toys anymore, or at least that's kind of like the impression I got. So I enjoyed the Ninja Turtles line sort of secretly, but then I really did phase out of playing with toys for a long time before becoming an adult and now collecting all this stuff again. The Pizza Thrower is a reissue that I very much intended on picking up from the get-go when I heard they were putting this out, because it's one of the most common and popular vehicles from back in the day that I never had. My brother and I had lots of friends that had Ninja Turtle toys. Everybody had a Pizza Thrower except us. I don't know why we never got around to it. We had the Sewer Lair playset. We had the Technodrome. We just never got our hands on this. And from looking at a couple other reviews of this and seeing how it's pretty much an exact replica with very, very small discrepancies, it's a really close rendition of the original. So I figured this was definitely something I had to pick up. The box art and everything, from what I've seen in comparison videos and photos, is almost exactly the box we got back in the early 90s. It is already out of the box because I wanted to spend some time putting all the stickers on it before I showed it in the video. So let us just take a look at that now. And it looks and feels great. I have always and will always love like the quirkiness and kind of the grittiness of the Playmates Ninja Turtles line, the vintage line, the detail on the figures and the wackiness of the vehicles, and they were all a little messy. I always love that. But anyway, so I don't have a vintage Pizza Thrower to compare this to, but again, from what I've been seeing in other videos, this is very, very close to the original. One of the main differences I get with all of these reissues, and I think this is just kind of the way it is now, and if you're a collector of vintage and modern reissues and stuff like that, you're probably accustomed to this now, but the plastic qualities are very different these days. I probably don't even need to say that, but it's always something that I notice when I buy a reissue. I'm looking and hoping that it feels the way I remember the toys from the 90s and the 80s feeling like, and they never do. And that's just, it is what it is. There's no difference with the Pizza Thrower. It does have a ever so slightly more kind of like a gummy, softer texture or feel to the plastics. Everything's ever so slightly lighter than what my memory serves. Again, not the Pizza Thrower, but any Ninja Turtles vehicle or playset or figure. It does come with a ton of stickers, all of which I put on correctly except for two, because I'm an idiot and I decided to try to put all the stickers on just by looking at the box art, and I misplaced the pepperoni and the sausage stickers there when they're supposed to go here and here. Alas. It looks great regardless. It does have this ratcheting wheel thing when you're pushing it forward and backward. The original did have that as well. This one comes with 8 pizzas, all looking like this, like ice cream pizza. I do know that the original one came with 12. Again, a little bit of a downgrade there, but it's everything that you want a reissue to be. All right, and so the play feature that we all know is coming here. Is the switch on? No, there's a switch up top. Turn that on. The button on this side has sort of like two functions. You push it in one, like with slight pressure, and it turns on sort of like the fan inside or whatever it is. And then when you push it in completely, it fires a pizza. And actually, let's have an old beat up sewer surfer Mikey drive this guy. You got decent range. So yeah, as far as Playmates TMNT reissues, this is a worthwhile one in my opinion. Playmates doesn't always hit the mark. I did pick up their reissue of the Turtle Blimp a few years back, and even though it's hanging up behind me on display, it did leave a lot to be desired. It was obviously not, it didn't look anything like the original Turtle Blimp. This is basically the pizza thrower that anyone who was lucky enough to have it back in the day, this is what they remember, and that's what a reissue is supposed to do. So as far as this one is concerned, 2 thumbs up. Yeah, very, very much recommend it.